Well, I think clearly this is a big election, and there are major differences between Governor Romney and President Obama. I think you can look at their approach to the economy. I think you can look at their approach to the world and how the next century ought to be an American century, as Governor Romney likes to say. And finally, I think their approach to entitlements and fixing the major entitlement challenges that we face as a country. With respect to the economy, I think Governor Romney believes in the importance of building a stronger middle class by reforming the tax code, by championing small business, by expanding trade relationships, by ensuring that every American has the skills they need to succeed, by ensuring that we cut spending as opposed to continuing to increase spending. And he also believes that it's vitally important for us to have a level playing field when it comes to trade, that we crack down on cheaters like China, and that we continue to open markets abroad. And so the approach that Governor Romney would take on the economy is, of course, in contrast to the approach that we believe President Obama has taken, which has been a failed approach that fundamentally relies on more government, that relies on really a top-down approach where Washington dictates to the private sector. And the results have been pretty clear. 23 million Americans struggling for work, nearly 1 in 6 in poverty. An America that's less competitive today than the day Barack Obama took office. With respect to their approach to the world, they also have a very different approach, very different view. Governor Romney believes that America should be a beacon of freedom, that it should be a country that governs with an attempt to lead the world. He believes in a strong military. He opposes the president's arbitrary defense cuts that will hit in 2013, as well as the president's efforts to cut the defense budget. He believes in America that stands with its allies. Obviously, the relationship our country has had with our closest allies like Israel has been threatened in the last few years. So that's something that that Governor Romney would do differently. Finally, with respect to entitlements, obviously the two would take very different approaches. President Obama campaigned to fix the entitlement crisis. He talked about solving the challenges that we face from Social Security and from Medicare. In both of those regards, he's failed pretty miserably. He's failed to articulate a single plan to save Social Security, whereas Governor Romney has laid out a specific, detailed plan on how Social Security can be made solvent within the 75-year window and made whole and stable for generations to come. With respect to Medicare, the president's only solution has been to cut $716 billion out of Medicare to pay for Obamacare. Governor Romney's approach would be to restore those cuts and to move Medicare into a premium support model that'll be sustainable not just for current seniors, but for future seniors as well. So on the three major issue dimensions of our time, foreign policy, economic policy, and entitlements, obviously we believe that Governor Romney would take a very different and much more successful approach.